Hi there, Asma. I'm very happy to see that you sent us your first set of essays as part of the course. Let's take a look at what you wrote. The first essay is about schools being more entertaining, so let's see what you said. There is a heated debate over whether schools should provide entertainment teaching standards or should only concentrate on education policy. I believe extracurricular activities play a crucial role in the improvement of pupils, here you need an apostrophe after that S, academic performance. This essay will review both sides and use examples from a survey performed in the UK and an academic report from a prominent university. Okay, let's see. I want to read the rest of the essay and then I'll tell you a little bit, a question that I have here. But let's move on, then we'll talk about it more. Firstly, schools should create more engaging and entertaining lesson plans. This is because students will be encouraged to attend classes and consequently improve their academic performance. Okay. Furthermore, a joyful atmosphere possibly provides teachers the essential motivation to do their best in instilling knowledge in students. A recent study from Oxford University, capital L, capital U, indicated that the schools which implemented an entertainment-oriented curriculum had a higher student success rate. Therefore, schools should be more entertaining in order to develop academic skills among pupils. Okay, not really among, but maybe in pupils would have been better. I think a better word there. Secondly, much emphasis on academics could lead to lack of focus and decreased attention span. Okay, this is due to the fact that, you don't need a comma here, repeatedly learning the same lessons or doing the same tasks throughout the school year will lead to boredom and student disengagement. Take, for example, all right, this is a little awkward here. What would have fit better here is just for example. So, for example, it has been shown via survey that a considerable number of young people fail to remember crucial information because simply it was uninteresting. Consequently, adhering strictly to rote learning can be harmful to those students who require further assistance to remember key details. To conclude from the examples with an S here and arguments given, comma, I firmly agree that schools should be entertaining, considering, here then a comma here too, considering that a more holistic approach to teaching provides a better academic performance overall. It is predicted that teaching methods that incorporate interactive and entertainment, careful here, that incorporate interactive activities would have been better here, and entertainment in the classroom will continue to grow in importance. Okay. Asma, I actually thought this was lovely. I thought it was a wonderful first essay. You've used the template really, really well. You were on topic. You really didn't have any major mistakes grammatically. A little couple of things with punctuation here and there, but on the whole, I thought this was really, really well done. Now, I did have a concern in the beginning. I'll tell you what that concern is. But the way you wrote this essay kind of did away with my concern. Just to explain to you what I mean. This essay asks you to talk about which you agree with, okay, of these two viewpoints. And now, then you told us which you believe, which you agree with, but then you said you were going to discuss both sides. And I thought that was kind of strange because the essay didn't really ask you to do that, okay? They didn't ask you to talk about both sides, just to talk about which side you agree with. But I thought that what you did was kind of successful because here you talked about why you thought lessons should be more engaging and more entertaining. And then here you talked to us about why you thought this was a bad idea. So the whole thing really does talk about your viewpoint, and it felt pretty cohesive. So while it was this kind of thing might not have always worked in different kinds of essays. Here I thought it worked rather successfully. I didn't mind that you didn't just stick to the side that you agreed with, but you also explained to us why you didn't agree with the other side, which in essence, it just really supports your viewpoint even more. So I was okay with this. You had pretty good grammar. Maybe we could see some more kind of advanced grammar. okay? Things that are a little less common. So in future essays, I'd like to see more advanced grammar. Take some risks, in other words, and maybe some more advanced vocabulary. Your vocabulary was good, it was accurate, but if we could see some more advanced lexical items, maybe some collocations that are less common, that would be a great thing to work on. But you did have some things that I did like student disengagement is lovely, holistic approach is really good, crucial information is fine. So you did have some nice bits of language, of vocabulary. So perhaps maybe a little focus on maybe some more advanced grammar. But for a first essay, I thought it was really, really well done. Now let's take a look at your second essay about doing an enjoyable activity with a child. Here's what you wrote. It is believed that making activities fun for children improves their skills and creative abilities compared to reading. Okay, I completely agree with the mentioned notion, and in this, I will explain specific reasons to support my view. All right, I paused here because I felt like you needed the word more somewhere. Okay, improves their skills and creative abilities more compared to reading, or how about this, more than reading can. Okay, but I'm really happy that you made that comparison to reading. It was just a little awkward. But other than that, I think it's fine. So, firstly, pupils are more likely to acquire new information and talent whilst studying in the form of entertainment. This is because children are more interested in physical activities and they physically want to experience different contexts. Through play, they become mini scientists. Here you want an S. Exploring the world around them. They discover what can happen when they let their imaginations run free. Additionally, they learn social skills and teamwork. According to an Australian health survey, 60% of children who participated in physical activities excelled in professions requiring creativity. Therefore, the practice of enjoyable activities at an early age develops a creative adult. Okay, so basically what you decided to do was you decided to talk about skills and creativity in one paragraph. Okay, and then you said you completely agree with this. Okay. Let me just see what you wrote. You said they develop social skills and teamwork, and you talked about them becoming creative. Let me see. Okay. All right. I want to come back to this a little later. Let's see what else you wrote. On the other hand, it is often believed that reading is another option for improving skills and creativity in children. However, reading alone may not be enough to nurture a child's developmental skills. For instance, recent studies have shown that only reading should not be relied upon when boosting children's competence. Don't put a comma after all, though. Although reading helps develop vocabulary, I think the focus on reading should depend on the age of a child. In other words, teenagers should read more rather than young children, as they tend to pay attention and understand better. Okay. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I believe that including entertaining activities... No, okay. I believe that by including entertaining activities, a child... I don't understand this. Hold on. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I believe that including entertaining activities a child enjoys will help build their skills and develop their ingenuity better than reading will. Okay? You just need that one extra word there. Okay. I liked this. Again, I liked this. I thought you did very well. I thought you did very well. Let me just put a full stop there. Excellent grammar. I liked this paragraph. You covered both creativity. You covered the things that they develop. So I thought that was good. Now, you talked about reading, and I think it's wonderful to talk about reading here. And I thought that the way you did it was also good. But I do have a couple of little concerns about this. Basically, your paragraph about reading is essentially a concession paragraph. In other words, it's not the paragraph that you support. It's not the strong paragraph where you really are just kind of just developing your viewpoint. So a concession paragraph usually goes first. In other words, you've got your introduction, then you've got your concession paragraph, which was this, and then we put this paragraph towards the bottom. All right. It's just one of the ways that we structure ideas in English. Some IELTS tutors don't really make a huge deal about this, but if you want to be really in the strict sense appropriate, this would have been a better organization of these two paragraphs. Okay, so I would have put this paragraph about where you talk about reading first, and then I would have talked about this because this is your anchor. This is the anchor to your essay where you're really talking about the side that you support. Now, I do want to talk about this a little more. You said that you completely agreed with the mentioned notion. Now, again, because you said you completely agreed, the paragraph about reading kind of caught me off guard. I thought to myself as I read this, I thought, okay, well, why are we talking about reading if Asma has already told us that she completely agrees with the enjoyable activity? In other words, if you're going to talk about this, I think it's absolutely appropriate and really a good idea to somehow mention it in your introduction. Your introduction is more or less a roadmap for what follows in your essay. So how could you have done that? You could have said something like, while reading may be an appropriate pastime for older children, on the whole, I agree that young children need to improve their skills and creative abilities through enjoyable activities. Okay, so when you structure it like that, and you're basically telling the reader, look, I'm going to talk about both sides of this. Okay, let's see. You actually didn't just talk about reading being appropriate for older children, so you could have made this a lot more general. You could have said, while reading provides many benefits to children of different ages, on the whole, I believe that creativity and various skills can be better developed through different activities. Okay, and that would have been a nice way to do this. It's more appropriate than just telling us that you completely agree, because when you do that, you lead us to believe that this essay is just going to focus on that side, and then we're kind of caught by surprise when we see you suddenly talking about reading. Okay, so remember that your introduction needs to provide something of a roadmap for the rest of your essay so that the examiner knows where you're going and what aspects you're going to cover. Okay, but again, I thought this was an excellent first set of essays. I was really happy with them. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I don't have much to comment about in terms of grammar or vocabulary. I said some things throughout in terms of things like punctuation and maybe some little grammar things. Here I didn't see a lot in terms of collocation and maybe some advanced vocabulary. So here perhaps I would have liked to see some of that. But again, it's really a detail at this point. So for your first set of essays, I thought you did an excellent job. Now, Asma, what I want you to do is I'd like you to correct these essays based on the suggestions in this video. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is create an error correction list where you write down your mistakes and then the correct version next to each mistake. And then just keep writing that list. It's for you to kind of keep track of the kinds of errors you're making so that you can work on not making them anymore. And then of course the third thing you need to do is write a new set of essays. So go ahead, send all these things to us. Try to get it done in the next couple of days so that you can keep up your momentum. And we'll meet back here with that next set of essays, okay? I'm looking forward to it, so good luck to you.